What is going on, everybody? Phoenix Gaming, thank you for stopping by, and today we are going to be going over the new global event Shade Exposed that was released with title update 11, and it was officially released today during the maintenance. So without further ado, before we get started, I just want to say thank you for anyone that has dropped by, found this video. I really hope it's informative for you, and if you are new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss any more Division 2 content. And then other than that, let's begin. So now with Shade Exposed, the global event states that hostile factions have special gear which targets and exposes Isaac enabled agents. Transfer this exposure to enemies with cover-to-cover moves or melee attacks. So now that you have an understanding of what it is exactly that this global event is going to entail, let's try and get into what to look for on your screen and how this all works. So as you can see, when you are surrounded by a group of enemies, you're going to have that little red indicator at the bottom of your screen. Now over time, this is going to build up. It's going to build up faster if you are sprinting around the location, around the room where the enemies are, or you can take cover and then just walk back and forth, and it'll take about a second. But you could double that by running around or staying out of cover, and this will help build up your shade exposure. So as you can see, I'm doing the summit floor. I don't recommend doing the summit because the enemies are very sporadic. And also with this, like during this hostage rescue situation, you're not going to be noticed right away. So you definitely want to be in a mission or a control point in order to effectively do the shade exposure global event. But as you can see, what happens is once you get your level filled up, you're gonna see that everyone gets tagged. It's kind of like a pulse, and this pulse is going to increase the output of your damage. I was hitting with this SMG, with the backfire SMG, I was hitting well over almost like 1.5 million damage. So you have a significant buff of weapon damage when it comes to this global event, which is really nice. I did notice though that if you have the exposure on you and you haven't transferred it at all, that you do take a increased amount of damage, but it's completely negligible. You can't really notice it unless you're running a very, a high red DPS build. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to make sure that you're around a group of enemies. Again, the best way for you to do this is either going through a mission, which you'll probably end up doing anyways, because one of the objectives that we're going to get into is going to have you going through and killing elite Rikers, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. But as you can see, as you're running, you can see that the meter is filling up quicker and quicker and quicker. And with this, just take your time. And then one of the objectives that you do have is while you're exposed, to eliminate enemies nearby. So you don't want to get rid of the exposure right away because you will have to eliminate 100 enemies. And again, we'll go into the objectives here in just a minute, but I wanted to give you guys an understanding of how this all works. Again, I don't recommend doing the summit because the enemies are very sporadic. It's going to take you a lot longer to complete the challenges for day one. So definitely do heroic missions or hard missions, or we do have the Shade League as well going on right now, so you can knock two birds with one stone type of a deal. So without that, without any more information on that, let's go ahead and get into the objectives that you guys are going to be running into. So now for your objectives, for your day one challenges, you're going to eliminate hostiles while your exposure is max. That's when your little indicator at the very bottom of your HUD is going to go to full max. You'll hear this sound, and you want to keep it max. So you have to eliminate 100 hostiles while you are exposed. Next, you're going to transfer full exposure to a hostile using a melee attack, which is only 25. So, save one enemy before you eliminate them, and then just hit them with a melee. And that's pretty easy. Expose hostiles through a cover-to-cover discharge. As you can see in the gameplay, you can see that when I take cover and I run to a different location, it's going to pulse and expose every enemy that is there. So if you melee an opponent, it's only going to expose that opponent until you eliminate that opponent, and then everyone else gets exposed. But if you do a cover-to-cover move, you're going to pulse the area, and every enemy there with you is going to be exposed within the radius. And it looks like the exposure is maybe about a 10 to 15 meter radius. It's kind of hard to determine. because I can't really tell if there are some enemies that just don't get exposed right away. But yeah, you're looking at maybe a 10-meter radius for this exposure to happen. Next, finish enemies or expose hostiles. So recover, cover, discharge. We went over that. Finish enemies using your skills. This is pretty self-explanatory. If you're running a skill build, you know, use your striker drone, use your turret, use your hive, whatever it is the case may be. Just use your skills to finish them off. Personally, I'm not going to do it because I don't really have a skill build to go by. But other than that, I mean, if you're running skills, you'll be able to knock that out real quickly. Next, eliminate elite Rikers. I recommend doing Wall Street Heroic because you'll get a ton of elite Rikers during that mission. You might have to run it twice, or you could just die at the final part since it is a checkpoint, and then just farm it over and over again for 25 Rikers. And then next, complete any main mission on hard difficulty or above. Again, we have the Shade League going on right now, so you're going to be able to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone in this case because of the actual league going on, having to run those, time them, and all that jazz. So now with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the reward track for completing the shade exposure. So now for your rewards, as soon as you enable the shade exposed global event, you're going to get a target lock patch. For your next reward, you'll get crafting gear cache, you'll get your crafting weapons cache at 3, season cache at 4, and the crafting material cache at 5. So the reward tracks are the same as the regular global events. And then on the second part of the track, you'll get a name cache, another season cache at 7, a recal cache at 8, your exotic cache at 9, and then you'll get your backpack trophy target practice, which is an archery with a bunch of arrows in it. So with that being said, that is pretty much shade exposure in a nutshell. For me, personally, my thoughts about it, this global event is a ton more fun than the previous global events that we did have. You can definitely feel the power that your agent does deal when all of the enemies around you are exposed. Like I said, I was running the backfire SMG with my SMG hazard crit build, and I was doing well over 1 million damage while all the enemies were exposed. But it is a global event. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't going to do it. The other global events kind of left a bad taste in everyone's mouth, except for Polarity. I really like Polarity personally. But I really recommend that you guys give this global event a shot. It's a lot of fun to do. The noise, the effects were actually really well done and really well made. So I actually really like how Shade Exposed is very tactical looking. The sounds are nice. It's very fun to use, honestly. You could definitely do this in the summit. Like I said, I really don't recommend it because there's just too much sporadic enemies. You're not going to have enough group of enemies to really benefit from the actual global event itself. You might be able to do it during a heroic or legendary run on the summit, but you're definitely not going to be able to run with it on the lower levels, normal, hard, and challenging. But again, guys, I mean, other than that is the global event in a nutshell. I'm going to let the gameplay run through. That way you guys can take a look to see how it all works. Just kind of get a feel for it if you don't have access to it right now. That way you can make your determination whether or not you really want to run the global event. Again, the challenges do not have to be completed on the day that they are released. They can be completed throughout the week. You're going to have a full week until next reset to complete them. So just keep that in mind. Once you get through the day 1 challenges, more than likely you're going to get a feel of how to run the other day challenges, which is why I really don't do a separate video each day for the different challenges regarding the global event. If you would like me to do that, definitely leave your comments in the section below. Let me know what you think of the new global event. Do you like how it is? Can you feel the power? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions whatsoever regarding the global event, just let me know in the comment section below. I'm very responsive, and I always like helping out other agents that have questions or recommendations. So again, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch the video. Remember, you can follow me on here, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to hit that like button. It does help get the channel noticed, and you guys have been doing a great job supporting the channel, so I thank you very much for that. And also follow me on Twitter. My handle's down there at the left hand side. Follow me on there for any questions you guys may have. I'm very active on there. And then other than that, guys, I really hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And then I will be bringing more build videos to the channel this week as well. There's been some requests, so definitely keep an eye out. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and you won't be disappointed. All right, guys, take care and have a good week.
Stockpile lost. No response from Duchess.
Fuck! They killed Duchess? I want them dead! These assholes sucker!
Serious trauma detected.
Let's show them they can!
Hostile forces incoming. Agent charge compromised. Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent incapacitated. Serious trauma detected. Hostiles nearby.
Regroup at the APC and load it up. It's time to take back control.
Careful, Agent. Take your time. You don't need to rush this.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent charge compromised.
Take a beating. Fuck me. It's getting hot in here. Ugh.
Rogov is holed up in the exchange, but it looks like it's locked down tight. You might be able to gain access from the scaffolding across the street.
You know this has to happen!
Blow this shit! Let's fuck them up!
Time to make these fuckers dead!
Activated charge transfer. Agent charge compromised. Agent requesting backup. Charge compromised.
Division's heading towards the exchange.
Hold them off. I'll strap up and deal with this personally. Ron, Knuckles, you're with me.
Unknown network detected.
These bastards have killed your brothers, murdered your sisters, imprisoned you and your family. Are you gonna take that? Did we take this place and throw these rich bastards at a Wall Street for nothing? Then show the division that they can't touch us. Show me what you're made of.
Agent charge compromised.
Weak spot, right there! I'll nail him from the side!
Charge transfer activated. Serious trauma detected.
Let's get him, boys. I got this. Time to put these fuckers down. I got this.
Charge exposed. Minigun power restored. Charge transfer activated.
You broke my shit. You dead yet?
Minigun power restored. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Take this.
Charge transfer initiated. Agent charge compromised. Exposed to melee. Minigun power restored.